I'm In with the ARCC is brought to you by StoredTech, your technology, our passion. And now, here's your host for I'm In with the ARCC, Amanda Blanton.
Welcome to I'm In with the ARCC. Thanks for joining us today. I am your host, Amanda Blanton, Vice President, Marketing and Communications for the Adirondack Regional Chamber of Commerce. And today my guest is Don Purdy. He's the director for the MBA for Executives program at the University at Albany. Don, welcome to the show.
Amanda, always a pleasure here.
I know.
My third time back, I think, or fourth time, third or fourth, not quite sure.
Counting?
Exactly.
I was going to say, we do this every year, but I can't remember when we started. But that doesn't really matter.
It doesn't. We're here now.
Because I think every time we get together, and this still amazes me to this day, I always learn something new about this incredible program. So, and it's not that you're not doing your job well. It's that I just pick up on something more interesting every time.
Great.
It's really cool. I know. So, hopefully we've got new listeners this time around. You never know. Or listeners who've heard this before, but for some reason today.
Now's the time, perhaps. You never know.
You never know. That's
right.
it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of life has to do with opportune moments, right?
Synchronicities.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right time,
truly.
right place.
100%. I
Indeed.
can't tell you how many times things have happened to me at just the right time. And I'm like, oh, right. You get that aha moment, that light bulb moment. And you're like, yes, that is what I need.
It's ordained.
Yes. and things work out. So, So we are here today to talk about this incredible MBA for Executives program that the University of Albany is offering. I found out right before the show that you've been in this role for 18 years.
Can you believe it? Almost 2 decades.
I know. That's wild.
It has been.
But it's great. So you've probably seen, right, a lot of really interesting professionals come through this program and go off to do incredible things in 18 years.
I have. I've worked with probably several hundred of executive level MBA students.
Yeah.
I think they check all the boxes in terms of professional backgrounds. We've had healthcare, doctors, nurses, IT professionals, project managers. We've had marketing professionals. We've had engineers, scientists, entrepreneurs. You name it, we've had it.
So cool. And, if we really think about the past 18 years, how life has changed, right? Technology has changed. The way we do everything has changed. So the program's probably evolved a bit too, right? To kind of work alongside that.
It has substantially. Our instructors, they update their course curriculum every year. They try to incorporate the latest and greatest as well. Of course, AI is the latest buzzword now, so we're trying to incorporate more of that into the courses. And as the students evolve, so do the faculty and the curriculum evolve as well.
Absolutely. But there's one thing AI will not replace, and that's that personal interaction, right? Yes. And I think that's one of the reasons why this program is so special, because it's very easy to get caught up in those strictly online programs, right? Everyone thinks like, oh, it's so convenient. I can, do these courses. I can complete these tasks at whatever time is convenient for me. But they're missing out on that personal touch, right?
They are. There's a place, I think, for the online program, and it does suit some people's needs. But I admit I'm biased and I'm prejudiced here. But
that's okay.
Thank you. I do believe that there's much more value in an in-person program, especially one like this.
Yeah.
We have a variety of different special components to the program, which I'll talk more about as this broadcast evolves, but the personal touch is very, very important. I think people are craving, especially after COVID years ago, to be in person, to interact with each other face to face, to have interaction between themselves and the instructor and among each other. A lot of good information to share among each other, and this is a perfect mechanism to do that.
That's it. That's exactly what I was going to say. In my 10 years, which we were talking about too, at the Chamber, I would say that the best things that I've learned, the best skills that I've picked up on, I learned from another person, right?
Yes.
Yes, you can go online and look things up and take these master classes or whatever, but truly, a lot of what I value in my day-to-day at what I do for work, I learned from a person. I learned from maybe someone else making a mistake and then teaching me.
Yes.
Or maybe I made my own mistakes and hopefully could share that with someone else, right? We really learn a lot from each other.
I think this structure mirrors the workplace.
Yeah.
You do some learning online and get some research that way, but it's really the in-person interaction in which you can share information with, learn from as well, and it, for me, a lot more value that way than online.
Absolutely, 100%. So you mentioned some of your past participants in this program, but ideally, who is this program for? And I'm thinking not just the professional level, but also in regards to time commitment, right? Like,
Sure.
Who is this program for?
It is fast-paced, fun-filled. You're in and out in 22 months.
Oh, wow. So that is quick.
It is. So typically you start in mid-August. This year we start August 21st, 22nd.
Okay.
And then you go through the following May or June. Well, May or June 2 years later. So it's less than 2 years and you're done. It is for people who want to make a difference in their lives and in their communities.
Nice.
And also with their employers as well. I tell people all the time, this is a transformational program. You'll be a much different person when you leave than when you enter. You'll be exposed to a lot of different ideas, new people as well. You're working with strangers in the beginning who'll become your friends eventually.
Yeah.
You'll be out of your comfort zone almost the entire way, which is why the people are there. They need to learn certain things for their job. Their employers are asking them to either step up and manage people for the first time or oversee finances for the first time. And some people have kind of fudged their way through those functions,
Sure.
but now they want to come here and learn tried and true way. And the about the cohort structure is that you can bounce ideas off your fellow students who are more experienced.
Okay.
And that's who this program appeals to, the more experienced people. Typically, on average, the age is between 35 and 45
Okay.
of our students. We have some in their mid-20s, some as old as 60, but it's a nice mixture of people both professionally, age-wise. It's incredible.
Yeah, no, you've painted a perfect picture. And, we're all so busy. And I hate saying the word busy because I feel like we're using it constantly. But what I am noticing in a lot of my colleagues, friends, and family even is we've managed to fill our days, right? And every day, almost every moment.
Yes.
So what I'm hearing from you is that it's a bit of a time commitment. It's an accelerated program, but you are going to commit some time to it. So for that average busy person who's like on the fence, right? I don't know if I want to do this. I might not have the time. What would you say to them?
Well, first of all, it's a great question.
Yeah. An age-old question.
Yes, it is. In some ways, the program goes very, very quickly. In some ways, it kind of, there are bumps along the way, there are walls along the way that you hit.
Sure.
I'd say from a time commitment, you're there every other Friday, Saturday, from 5 to 9 on Friday, from 9 to 5:30 on Saturday.
Okay.
You spend anywhere from 5 to 10 hours per week outside of class on homework.
Sure.
A lot of the work is team-based, so it's not all on you, at least part of the way. You get to work with different teams every semester, so you get to kind of rely on each other's strengths.
Okay.
And that works out well. But it does go by very, very quickly, and people at the end tell me it's going by very, very quickly, and
Sure.
they'll miss it tremendously when it's over.
Yeah.
Which is nice to say.
And it's so nice to hear. Yeah, absolutely. And, and time is crazy like that, because even just reflecting on the fact that I've been with the chamber for 10 years, like, how did it go by so fast, right?
It is, yeah.
But I think also, if we think about any new activity or endeavor that we add into our lifestyle, it becomes just a part of your routine, right? And that's probably why they miss it when it's done.
It does. And time management is a key here, Amanda. As you can well imagine, they're juggling work, school, and family, and they need to have their family on board to support them because on occasion, then we need to miss some family milestones, birthdays, or get-togethers, those kinds of things as well. But most cases, the students have a great family support, and that works out well.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to make a bit of sacrifice, right? When you're going for an achievement such as this?
They say short-term pain, but long-term gain.
Yeah.
And that's true, because typically our students earn a lot more money after graduation.
Okay.
They get the promotions. As you know from our LinkedIn connection, I post all the time on LinkedIn about our students and alums who have gotten promotions.
Love those
new
posts.
jobs.
Yes.
And with that, of course, comes more money, which is not a bad thing to have as well.
That's not a bad thing at all.
No.
Yeah.
No. And they're able to contribute more for their family, to the employer, to the community.
Mm-hmm.
They not just apply these skills to their employer, their job, but also any community organizations that they're a member of.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful.
Nice.
And I think that's a major benefit of the program. Now, Don, in your 18 years of doing this, I feel like this program is kind of unique, this accelerated MBA program. Do you know, is it being offered in other areas of the United States, or are we just so lucky to have it here?
Well, it's a great segue. I appreciate that. The format is being offered in other, throughout the country.
Okay.
However, this is the only MBA program of the kind in upstate New York. There's no other program that can offer this in person with the concierge level service that we offer.
Yeah.
Everything being provided, the condensed time frame, international trip, all that. You cannot find it anywhere else in upstate New York.
Okay. Totally fair. Yes. And that's great. That's great to hear. So let's talk a bit more about some of the benefits, right? Because we've tried not to scare people with the time commitment. But, it could be a little daunting to think, okay, it's 22 months, right, out of my life and weekends and everything. But you had mentioned, and we say this every time we speak, that you come out an entirely different person than the person you went into the program as.
Yes.
Tell us more about that, because you've seen this evolution, right?
I have.
Watching these, I'll call them students. They're students, watching them go through the program.
Sure.
What does that really mean?
It's rewarding for me to see a bunch of strangers, 10 to 15 per cohort, come together for the first time during orientation, not know each other at all, and then have them develop strong relationships, both business and professional, throughout the 22 months. I've had cohort members hire each other for jobs, recommend each other for jobs as well. So that's a fantastic experience. Okay, it's great to have students walk into class for the first time and not know each other, all complete strangers, and then they really form lifelong friendships with many of them.
I can imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
And, they are working together, probably doing some of the hardest work they've done, right? They are,
but it's team-based, so it's not all on them most of the time. We do change teams up every semester or so. But they're, as I mentioned before, they're out of their comfort zone for most of the way, but they're learning key concepts.
Skills.
So we hit all the major business disciplines: IT, marketing, accounting, management, change management, strategic management, all those things. And they get to learn that, embrace that, and go forward and really apply them to their jobs. Which is fantastic.
In the real world too, right? Because
it is real world. In fact, with since it's so a fast-paced program, they learn these cutting-edge concepts on Friday and Saturday. They turn right around and apply them to their job on Monday.
That's great.
So it's quick. With a lot of traditional courses, you're in it for 13, 14, 15 weeks. With us, each course is maybe 2.5, 3 weekends long.
Okay.
So it's very, very condensed. They get to learn information over the weekend. On Monday, they apply it.
Yeah, you're off.
Yeah, exactly. Off to the races.
Off to the races. That's fantastic. And, these benefits completely outweigh the time and the cost because, like you said, it's a very unique program for upstate New York. You've had hundreds and hundreds of students go through this and go on to do incredible things. And I would recommend everyone follow Don Purdy on LinkedIn because it is so cool.
Please do.
To see those updates.
Yes, absolutely.
So, because we love to celebrate each other, right? It could be your neighbor. It could be someone that you worked with 10 years ago and you have no idea that they were doing all these amazing things. But this program is certainly a part of that.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
Awesome. So, speaking of fun, but also work too, right?
Yes,
There's a huge component to this MBA program that involves an international trip. Now, a lot of people get excited about international trips, right? It's a brand new experience. You're going to taste food that you've never eaten before, see sights you've never seen, maybe experience weather that you're not familiar with. But this program really introduces the students to business practices internationally, correct?
That is correct.
Which is huge, because you just never know. You know, you could be working for a business in Glens Falls that's doing business internationally, and these skills that you're picking up are going to help. So,
indeed.
Where did you guys just go very recently?
Well, we have felt for a while now that it's much more effective for students to learn about international business on the ground as opposed to being in a classroom. And we do have one weekend of classroom instruction before we leave, but for 1 week, we whisk our students off to a foreign country, and I've been to South America, Central America, Asia, Europe, and now Africa.
Wow.
And we just immerse them in the business and the culture of a foreign country. We usually have between 6 and 8 site visits set up relevant to that country. We have some cultural immersions as well, some city tours and those kinds of things, but they really just immerse themselves in the business and the culture of the foreign country. We went to Morocco for the very first time in June of this year, June 5th to 13th, our first foray to North Africa, and went to Casablanca and Marrakesh. And you're right. Everything about these countries is different than what you have in the United States. And it makes you really appreciate what it is you have here, because we take a lot of things for granted.
Sure.
But if you go to some of our third world countries, as we have over the years, it makes you kind of see how other people live and makes you feel very grateful for what it is we have here. But
absolutely.
In Morocco, the weather, as you mentioned briefly, was a bit different. Casablanca was like Albany. You're right on the ocean, but you have it was hot, but a nice cool breeze coming in. Marrakesh was like an oven. It was an arid heat. They said the UV rays in Marrakesh are 10 times stronger than what we have here in Albany.
Crazy.
So they told us to cover all your body parts, hat, sunscreen, your umbrella as well. But one visit we went to called Echo Dome, they build houses out of soil.
Oh, interesting.
So we heard the CEO talk about that. He took us on a tour of 3 of his soil structures. There's an aerospace company there as well.
Wow.
We went to a community in the High Atlas area there. We learned about cooking in tagines. We went to a women's cooperative, learned more about that as well. And we also did a camel ride.
Cool.
So why not? Go to Morocco, you have to ride a camel, so we did that.
You have to.
We did,
That's
yes.
a business too.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. And on these trips, the students really bond together. They have a year or so together typically in class here back in Albany. And you can see them forming and storming and those kinds of things. But when you're, in this case, 3,000 miles away from home in a foreign country with nobody else around besides each other, you really bond together, and it's rewarding to see.
Yeah. Now, was this international trip always a part of the program, or is it something that got introduced recent years?
Since 2006.
Since 2006?
Yep,
okay.
and I've been on 13 of those trips since 2008. So.
It's a nice perk to the job, Don.
It is. I've been to the Taj Mahal, I've been to Machu Picchu, I've been to the Great Wall in China.
So cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But again, bringing it back to, skills that you're picking up, right? Business is all around us. It doesn't matter where you are.
It is. And it's a much smaller world now than it was before. And many of our students who are middle managers or above, they work in international teams or global teams, if not lead them.
Aha,
so
okay.
This is a great way to really... And when we go to these site visits overseas, it's not just like administrative people. It is CEOs. It's the high level management. Yeah,
you're meeting the people that are running these huge businesses.
Exactly. We usually take tours facilities as well, but they tell us what it's like to do business in that country and the challenges they have. And of course, our students do the research on these companies beforehand as well. So we're kind of get briefed about that on the way to the companies, but it's a really rewarding experience.
Absolutely. And this is just another layer to the program that goes back to, growth comes from getting out of your comfort zone, right?
It does.
Because there's a lot of people I know that have never left the United States, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not even left the East Coast. And now you're taking people across an ocean to experience business, life, and culture in another country. That'll change you, right?
It will. They say you need to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes.
And that's another example of that. But we try to, as with the program itself, we try to take care of all the things for them. We arrange for their airfare, hotel, ground transportation as well. Then stateside, it's all inclusive. So they walk into class, they have their textbooks provided for them, course materials. We feed them exceedingly well. Whoever.
That's good.
All students will say we have a nice catered dinner on Friday, catered lunch on Saturday.
Nice.
And we cater to special requests as well. So.
Okay. That's good to know. You know, we need, our brains need food too. So.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to stop in and visit us sometime, just let us know what we want to eat.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
You might need to eat something.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Indeed.
So, and thank you for sharing about the trip. You know, I know it's a big part of it, and I always want to bring it back to the educational piece too.
Absolutely.
Because it's all intertwined. You guys have really thought out this program.
We have.
And it's working.
It is. It is absolutely. Indeed.
It is working.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk a bit about, there's a scholarship opportunity for members of the Adirondack Regional Chamber, which is exciting.
There is, yes. So $10,000 is on the table. If you are interested in the program and apply and are admitted for this fall, $10,000 is yours. There's no special application that they complete in addition to the regular program application. Just apply to the program and be admitted. And the $10,000 will be divvied up basically over 5 semesters.
Nice. Okay. Well, thank you for offering that.
You're welcome.
Incredible. You know, a lot of us are watching our dollars, and you know, if there's an opportunity to go through a program like this, get a little scholarship, that doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah.
So I know I ask you this every time I have you on the show, because we love to hear success stories, right? And you never have to name any names, but is there maybe someone recently that stood out as, you know, maybe you can pull from one of your LinkedIn posts, right? Of somebody who's made a major move because of being in this program.
Sure. Somebody who was an operations specialist for a recruiting firm. He worked remotely, and he was up for a VP position somewhere else. He had worked with this person, the head of the company, somewhere else years ago, and he knew he was pursuing an MBA, so he reached out to our student and asked if he wanted to consider this VP position.
Whoa.
So he says, sure. Well, I got into the interview process, and the VP position suddenly became a senior VP position.
Oh, excuse me.
So based on his credentials and his MBA that he was pursuing at the time, so he promoted, he was named the senior VP for this other firm.
Wow. And
he's doing quite well. Then somebody else was, unfortunately, he lost his job a couple years ago, but he decided to still go through with the program.
Okay.
So he applied what it is he was learning. He formed his own company.
Whoa.
He's now giving presentations at conferences throughout the country. He is doing quite well at this point in time.
That's great.
And he's really learning. It's kind of on-job training, so to speak. He's learning all this information. He's applying it to his new endeavor, and he's doing well.
That's incredible. Like, so these success stories, you've got someone who's unfortunately unemployed is now going on to own their own business, and another person applied for a VP role that magically turned into a senior VP role because of their credentials.
Exactly.
Those are two really cool stories, right? Like almost, you know, you're like, that's not real, but it is real. You know these people.
Yes.
So that's really cool. Well, thank you for sharing those stories. Because again, this is real life, right? Applying these skills.
It is.
Everything you've learned during this program to real life.
Yes.
And it works.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Yes. Well, Don, we couldn't, of course, cover it all today.
No.
We never can. But the great news is you have these informational sessions that people can attend to learn more and then actually ask questions too, because, you know, I am pretty good at asking questions, but I don't know them all. So, So
Absolutely.
Tell us more about these sessions.
There are multiple ways to connect with the program. Our information sessions are the most obvious. We have them both online and in person, and we have them listed on our website. Another way to do that is to attend the class, sit in on the class, interact with the students and the instructor, sample our food, and talk with me as well. Another way is to meet with me personally. I enjoy meeting with people off campus at a coffee shop somewhere. It's less formal, I think, much more comfortable. I will share information on the program, learn more about that person's background, and they can ask me any questions that they want.
Yeah.
So again, it comes down to personal service from the first step of contact right through the very end.
Absolutely. And and making people feel comfortable with that decision.
Exactly.
So, yeah, very cool. So Don, how can we get a hold of you if we want to meet with you and get to know more about the program?
Certainly. Well, I am on LinkedIn, in addition to Facebook and X and those kinds of things. But my contact information is dpurdy@albany.edu. My 2 phone numbers, office phone is 518-956-8381, and my mobile phone is 518-225-5754.
Wonderful. Don, thank you as always.
My pleasure, Amanda.
This is always so fun, and I love to see the potential in people. I'm a little jealous of you because you get to see it like firsthand, but I love hearing your stories too, and of course your LinkedIn posts. So
thank you.
I appreciate you coming on here and enlightening us on the MBA for Executives program.
Always a pleasure.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that's all the time we have for today on I'm In with the ARCC. Be sure to tune in next week.